Welcome to Simply Simmons, where we like to keep it simplistic because I've got a busy life and I'm sure you do too. And by the way, I just got back from the ALNA Barbecue Festival, so all I've been doing is eating meat and gluten and sugar and dairy and all the things that I try not to eat on a regular basis, only when there's some fabulous chefs cooking, which there were this past weekend. So when I get home, I like to do more of a vegan approach to life. I do probably like 85% of my diet is vegetarian, and then of course I eat some meat, but I really tried to eliminate a lot of dairy from my diet because I've had a couple of surgeries. If y'all know, I've had ankle replacement, I had toe implant, knee surgery, so it's better for me to kind of take the dairy out of my regular diet every day and just save it for special occasions. And trust me, I love my French cheeses. I love all of the things, fresh eggs. I do use eggs still. I love raw milk. All those things are delicious, but I just don't eat them every day. I save them now for special occasions. So let's go to a recipe that I do use almost every day in our household, and trust me, your kids will never know that it doesn't have dairy. And maybe some of you have heard of it. It's the aquafaba ranch dressing, and it's delicious because it tastes better than any ranch you will ever eat, and no one will know the difference. So to start out, I have to give a shout out right now to KitchenAid that sent me this beautiful brand new food processor, because my food processor was a little on the lamb because I use it a lot. So thank you, KitchenAid. I love all KitchenAid products. Obviously, you've seen my KitchenAid mixer and lavender that I use quite frequently in this household. I have so many different appliances from KitchenAid. Been using it for years and years and years because, you know, I'm a few years old. I'm older. So thank you, KitchenAid. Love it. Can't wait to use it. And we're going to do that right now. So to get started with your vegan aquafaba ranch dressing, the first thing you need to do is make the base. And what it's called is aquafaba mayo. Now, most people like to do it with garbanzo beans, but I'm going to choose to do it with great white northern beans today. Now, key is you're not using the beans. You're just going to use the juice of the beans, and that's going to make the base of your mayo. So let's get started on that. I love this new KitchenAid too because I love the way the top pops off. It's much easier to use. Okay, so the first thing, I'm taking a can of the great white northern beans and I'm going to strain it, over this food processor, because basically we just want the liquid. So the next step is we are going to use about, let me get my teaspoon, a teaspoon of lemon juice. So I'm going to put that in here. So the next step after we've added our lemon juice to the base of the aquafaba mayo is to use about 3/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt. We're going to go ahead and start the food processor. Why isn't it working? Okay, hold on. I think I have to keep this thing in. Is that gonna work? But can I pour in here? Yeah, okay. So the next step is we're gonna start our food processor and blend this up. While that's blending, I'm going to slowly add my oil, kind of like making an aioli or a traditional mayonnaise. So this is going to be sunflower oil, or you can use grapeseed oil. One of the two, really an oil that has not too much of a flavor is basically, you want something flavorless. Now I'm going to switch to high. So the aquafaba mayo makes this beautiful glistening white color, and that's exactly what it's supposed to look like. It doesn't really matter if you're using, like I said, garbanzos or great white northern. That's the base of the dressing. So we'll be right back. I'm gonna get my mise en place. I'm gonna put all my herbs and everything that we're gonna add to the final ranch dressing, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so I have everything together for my mise en place to finish up my aquafaba ranch dressing with the juice of the great white northern beans that I used instead of chickpeas, and you can do whatever you like. So the next few steps are you take 1 clove of garlic. So the next step is you take 1 clove of garlic, not garlic, and you mince it. So let's see which side I'm gonna do it on here. and make sure not to grate any of your fingernails, which is always my problem. So, okay, I have grated basically 1 clove of garlic, and I'm gonna go ahead now. A lot of recipes will say, take this out and then mix it all together in a bowl. I am just going to, for convenience sake, go ahead and put it in my food processor, and it's gonna mince the shallots a little bit more after I mince them myself, and I just think that's, for ease, it works better for me. I use food processor for everything. Okay, next you're going to mince 1 shallot. This is a large shallot, but it's okay because I like shallots. Okay. I'm gonna take this shallot that I have minced and put it in here, and it's gonna be a little bit more minced up. Add that to my aquafaba mayo. Okay, then we're gonna add the herbs. So my 2 bowls stuck together here. Jeremy's gonna have to figure out how to get those apart. There's 1 tablespoon here of parsley. I have chosen to use the Italian flat leaf parsley. You can use any kind of parsley. You want to use the curly, whatever you want to use, it's fine. Then I have 1 tablespoon of chives. If you can't find chives for some reason, you can also just take green onions and cut the chives off the ends of those. That works. Next, I'm going to use a teaspoon of fresh dill. Now, the dill came out of my garden. Some of it's getting a little suntanned, so it still smells delicious, so it'll work. So the next thing you're gonna add is going to be about the juice of a half a lemon. This may be a little bit more. I honestly just started squeezing and didn't really pay attention, so it'll taste fine, trust me. Okay, juice of half a lemon, zest of half a lemon as well. And this was a little bit more because my lemons were little. So once again, if you like more lemon, do as you wish. Last, we're going to take a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, another kosher salt, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. So basically, that's it. We're going to blend this on low now. I also blended it on high. You know I always change my mind. I mean, that's just who I am. Okay, so let me get a spoon and let me taste it, and I'll tell you whether or not it's a success. Gets an A or an F. I'll be right back. Let me taste my vegan aquafaba ranch. Oh my God. Oh. And what you can do with this, which, you know, just be creative. So for the typical ranch, you're gonna use the herbs that I used in this recipe, but I've made it, if I didn't have those herbs, I've just gone into the garden and found basil and oregano and thyme and cilantro and so many different things, and just picked from the garden. And that way I made whatever version of ranch I wanted that night, or whatever I had to, you know, in my garden to make, and it still tasted delicious. Like I said, this is great with cilantro. I've used my lemon thyme in there. And also you can use, in a lot of ranch recipes, they use lime instead of lemon. So you can also use that too. Now let's taste this on some yummy salad. Oh my God, it's so good. This is healthy, it's delicious, your family will love it. I encourage you to try my aquafaba ranch dressing. Recipe and ingredients are below. Don't forget to comment, tell me what you think. I want to know what you think about this recipe, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So we'll see you next time on Simply Simmons.